just be a technical bounce because of how oversold we've been, but
Well, I mean, you got a high up at 35, no, oh 09 basically on gold. That's an all-time high. So, and silver's trying to bust above $40. So with both of those
oh,
going up there, I'd really like to see copper above 460. But anyway, but yeah, they're on the move.
they're on the move.
They've got their little consolidation. One thing that's really interesting that I was looking at the beginning of this week. There used to be a book. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have heard of the Stock Traders Almanac, right? I mean, everybody, I mean, it's just been around forever in 4 days. But there used to be one called the Commodity Traders Almanac, put out by Hirsch also. They ran that from like 2010 to 2014 or something like that. But in fact, I got all of them right here. And
He's
anyway,
got all the books.
oh yeah. Anyway, I went and stuck all those in my calendar, all the because they actually put trades in there on commodities, and they always give an explanation why, and it's always a seasonality kind of thing. But at the beginning of this week, they had a buy on gold, and of course, gold was kind of getting beat up, and it's been kind of pushed down and everything like that. They had a buy on gold, and it's like a 3 or 4 week trade on gold, and I would just like, let's see if they're right, and boom, look at this. We
Yeah,
just took off this week. I mean,
we
gold's up
just
31% on the year. But anyway, I mean, it's had a heck of a year just like it did last year. But I'd like to see if it'll bust that 35.08 and see if I can't get, if we can't get back up to right around 35.50, maybe 35.75. But we need to get silver above 40 and heading to 42. So we'll see what happens with that.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking
Gold.
too. We got Alex in the house. What's up, Alex?
What's up? Gold soaring today.
It's
Man,
Yeah.
it's flying off the shelves. It's a hot commodity right now.
dang.
That's one I've been eyeing for a little while too. I'm really glad it ended up working out because I'd been talking about that a lot in the mornings. I'm like, this one better end up going and doing it
I mean, I mean,
because
we're basically almost under, a little under like all-time highs. If we get above that, then it's probably a good. I mean, that's probably long all day long.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and the opening range already confirmed higher. I'd love to see it keep chugging. And then strangely enough too, really red day for a Friday. I mean, I just checked NVIDIA was close to being down 4%. So, pretty pretty nice fire sale, I guess if you look at it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nvidia's. Let me pull up some charts here. Nvidia is
Yeah, here, let me drop
I
my
haven't
screen
seen
off.
Nvidia drop off like that for a while.
Yeah, and I know we were supposed to be. I know today's most of the commodity day, but I just sometimes can't help myself looking at all these names.
TLT, not looking too bad. Let's go to Nvidia. Can't type.
Just heading down to where it was Monday, I guess. I don't know.
Wow, man,
Unless
this is pretty bad. We're down, yeah, like you said, since last Friday. An entire week of gains has just been wiped out in Nvidia stock.
Yeah.
hey,
Like,
could,
yeah,
That's buy
I
the
mean,
rumor,
it is a
sell the
big sell-off.
news is what
hmm
it is.
What'd you
yep.
say?
I says buy the rumor, sell the news.
Yeah.
So
I mean, people just got, I don't know. I feel like this April run is going to mess up a lot of people psychologically. Like, even if we keep on going up,
mm,
I
yeah,
feel like it's going to be not as direct of a trend than that we got in April here from
right.
the March April lows. I mean, this was
From
just so
Liberation
solid.
Day,
Yeah, this was just so solid. I feel like I don't know. It's going to be a little more choppy.
that's
What's
most of
silver
the
doing
decision.
today?
So we're trying to get up and stay above $40.
Ooh, nice.
So
And these metals, they're turning into a heck of an investment. I mean, they've just been nonstop all year.
yeah, they correct back. The one thing though, if you just go back and look at what gold does, and not only it's the U.S. traders no jacking with you, but anyway, what it'll do is it'll go up and make an all-time high, and then they dump it about $150. Then it'll go up and make a new all-time high, and then they'll dump it about $150. Then it'll go they just keep doing that over and over and over again. And it kind of drives you nuts after a while, just like just go up. I mean, you keep making new all-time highs, just go up. But
Yeah.
Just go up.
So
yep.
there's some trading shenanigans being going on in the back of that.
Well, I almost think that, China's out there dumping it at midnight, and while
Mhm.
everybody's asleep, I mean, and what's crazy is a lot of times what you'll see, like we saw last night, gold started taking off last night, right? Well,
Mhm.
right at 7 a.m. Eastern, they'll start selling gold off and they'll sell it all the way into the open. And then they'll flip it back around and start rallying it again. It's just like they're discounting it so they can get it at a cheaper spot and then they rally it back up. So I mean, they have been playing with it a lot. And I mean, it's a huge commodity. Of course, it's a global one, of course. And there's a lot of people that trade in it. But I mean, you just look at how much, the central banks around the world are buying up gold hand over fist right now. I can't see where it can't go up. So, especially all the deficits, they haven't helped any deficits that I've seen. So,
Deficits, what deficits?
yeah, yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, it's pretty crazy. But I mean, it's I think it's poised to take off and at least try to get up to 3,700. I don't know if it'll get up there by the end of the year, but I don't see why it wouldn't.
That is, and 3,700, that's spot gold. So
Yeah,
does
there's a
that correlate? Is that like divided by 10 for the ETF?
it
GLD?
is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
like the SPY and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's a big run, man.
Yep. Nice little
Hmm.
run up.
Very nice.
Unlike NVIDIA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big old nothing burger.
Yeah, it's always interesting. Like I was reading these people, these accounts of like the 2000s, like the dot-com bubble, and you never know. Like that one, this guy was a very interesting little tweet or X or whatever, but whatever day was the top. It was like nobody knew that would be the top until what, almost 10 years after that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll never forget the day. I mean, after that dot-com bubble just busted, and of course we tanked off and everything like this. One thing that was really cool, the retail stocks did really well during that time. But anyway, um, I was listening to the radio on the way into work, and I had no Bloomberg radio on, and they were actually interviewing the CEO of a tech company that was listed on the NASDAQ exchange, and he was the only employee left.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
Lord.
And I was just like, and he's still listed. And then they had him on Bloomberg saying, your stock is now down at 32 cents and it was up at 130 and all this. I mean, it was crazy. And I was just
Dang.
like, poor guy.
Dang. Where is he now? That was
Yeah, exactly.
Where
Exactly.
is he now?
Yeah, probably working for Apple.
yeah, yeah.
Probably.
But like, and then looking at I mean, we hit all-time highs again yesterday.
Yep.
Um, selling off today. It's just like, man, we have this, it's a very interesting little like, I don't know. It's just we keep on touching it, touching it, touching it, go down, go down, go down. Which I guess just makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the
Well,
algos, it's the rebalancing.
one thing I thought was interesting yesterday when the S&P was making a new all-time high, the NASDAQ made a new all-time high. While was it Wednesday? And it did not make an all-time high with the S&P. And
Mm,
I was just like, hey, wait a second.
mm.
And then
That's
I
a
looked
little,
over at the Dow, and the Dow, of course, hadn't made a new all-time high yet. And the Russell, of course, was a long ways from it. I was just like, uh-oh, are they going to sell this thing off? And
um,
lo and behold, today we're down. So,
And they
yeah,
did.
it's hard to have SPY making an all-time high when QQQ isn't, right?
right, exactly, exactly.
That's a really good divergence you noticed, actually.
So, but yeah, it popped up and made the high, a couple of days ago, and the S&P didn't. And then all of a sudden, the S&P goes up and makes a high, and the Nasdaq like, nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so all of a sudden, we get yanked back down. And another thing, we're coming into September. This is the last day of the month, right? So we're
It
coming
Mm,
is.
into
yeah,
September
last trading
30th
day.
next week, and I'm just wondering if we're starting to set up for a little maybe correction in this market going into September. So
I mean,
nobody,
I think the Nvidia, like it's the weekend. It's like I think the market like wants excuses to sell off sometimes,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
what's the excuse? Well, Nvidia earnings, they didn't make $1 trillion on their data center growth, and we have Labor Day weekend, so sell,
Right. There you go.
you know.
Yeah. And who wants to be long going into a 3-day weekend? So
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's very interesting. Man, QQQ is actually hasn't even touched all-time highs since like
yeah,
October, since for 2 weeks, man.
yeah.
We're in a bear market. But it is
Oh,
it
you
is an
said we're in a
interesting
bear market.
divergence. What's ours? What'd you say?
No, I just thought that was great. You said we're in a bear market.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, you got
RS,
RSP up there? Okay.
yeah, RSP was bearish yesterday. Man, actually, if you had added, I should have looked at this. If you had looked at RSP and QQQ, you probably could have seen that SPY has some weakness going on under the hood.
Right. Right.
This is the equal weight ETF for everyone who doesn't know. Um, but like the thing with SPY, if you're looking at SPY, is it's weighted, right? So it's weighted to what? I don't know, the top
Market
20
cap.
stocks or something.
Yeah.
Um, so they're going to give you outsized gains. It's actually, if you look at like, I don't know, like the last, I forget what time period it is, multi-year growth of the market S&P. Um, the majority are like flat. They
Mm-hmm.
haven't grown at all in earnings or anything. It's just been led by, the Mag 7, the top 20, maybe the top 10 or 20 companies, but have just
Yeah.
maybe not even the top 20 companies, honestly.
Yep.
So it's very interesting to look at that. It does make you wonder, like, is this exuberance going to come to an end? 'Cause you never know when the top day is, you know.
Right.
Um, but I mean, personally, I don't think that. I think September probably will be choppy. Especially the rate decisions are. When is the rate decision in September?
It's the
September
12th.
the what is that? September the 17th, isn't it?
Okay, so that's like right before OPEX, which is on the 19th. So it's like it's gonna be a toasty September.
Yeah.
Um, but the thing, like, that's my point, was just like I don't think we're in a top. I think we're probably gonna go higher. If you look at like traditional bull markets, we're about 2.5 years into to typically are 4 years long. So we have a good meeting. We have a good. I was just reading that your tweet, but like meeting. We have a good year and a half or so probably, which lines up with midterms as well of this
It
bull
does.
market.
I was going to say we got a year and a half to midterms. This ought to
Yeah,
work out.
I
So,
think that's what. I mean, I think we go up until then. Then maybe we reevaluate
yeah.
for the rest of the Trump presidency.
Well, usually the first 2 years is better than the last two, so we'll find out.
Yeah. I wonder what's going up today. What's moving? Apple's moving. Lazy traders, if you're in that, we're just letting that send out an alert. We're gonna let that spread expire worthless because it's pretty far away. Um, yeah, it's weird. I mean, I've noticed for a while Apple was moving at like Apple was going down, SPY was only going up. Now Apple's going up and SPY is going down today at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah,
Um,
they're almost contrary to each other.
yeah, Apple doesn't seem to be as connected to the overall. I don't know. I feel like it's not as linked anymore.
Yeah. But
NVIDIA obviously is.
you also have to remember we're going into September, and usually in September they release their new gadgets.
Yeah.
So this might be kind of a rally up into that, and then see what they actually come up with.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't be anything impressive.
No, no,
Apple's I mean, not a dead company, but they're not an innovative company anymore.
no, no. Since Jobs left, it's not all that great.
No, no. They rolled on. They rolled on. They had, I think whatever he initiated, they just by the force of that momentum, but
Yeah,
Tim Cook's an operator, man. He's not an innovator. And then Joni Ive left, and I don't even think I mean, I think Joni Ive is obviously an innovator, but it's like he's a designer. He's not going to create like tech products, right? He's not like a tech
right,
whiz.
right.
But he did leave, and I don't know what Apple does from here. Um, it was pretty interesting. I read a thing about that Apple published about why they're really not pursuing LLMs that much, and it's because they don't think they're actually that smart, which I kind of agree with. Um, but yeah, it was because they kind of got left behind, right? They're talking about like opening up their ecosystem to Microsoft, OpenAI to like integrate because they just the Siri AI is so far behind everybody else. Uh, but they're this paper they released was like I don't know if it was a Cope paper. They were just trying to say, "Oh, this is actually why we missed the ball so much." Um,
Can
they,
you imagine if Bill Gates was still running Microsoft and Jobs was still running Apple, if they'd be doing these agreements like this?
oh, dude, I know. Well, that's the thing, man. Like Apple is just you're not coming up with anything nice or brand new, spanking new, and also you're opening your ecosystem to your greatest competitor. Like
Exactly.
Steve Jobs is
Exactly.
rolling in
I mean,
his urn.
they'd be throwing mud at each other as opposed to trying to shake hands.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's yeah. So they had this paper that was like LLMs are not that they don't actually create any new intelligence. They just, collect what is already out there, which I think everybody kind of knows. If you don't know what an LLM is, it actually is not creating anything new. It's basically synthesizing a ton of information from online and
yeah, it takes all the metadata, doesn't it, and just crunch it.
yeah, it just takes that's why it's so data intensive, right? You're
Yeah.
going through every Reddit post, every tweet, every Facebook post looking for like, okay, what's the context of this question and how can I answer it with facts? And obviously that requires a lot of computing power, um but they were just like it doesn't really work. We don't really like it. It's not where it needs to be. It's not going to be that important, which is interesting. But they also are opening it up their ecosystem to other AI platforms. So I don't know what to take from that. Other than Apple it's a behemoth, still has maybe the most free cash flow of any I think it has the most free cash flow of any of
Yeah,
the companies.
I
Um,
think so.
they're buying back their stock. They announced that a couple quarters ago. I think it's happening late. I think it's actually starting like now. Um, that's gonna buoy the stock. But yeah, in terms of innovation, there's not much there on the Apple front. Um, so Etsy, look at this. Look at Etsy, man. I don't know if you heard. Etsy is talking about retail. This is not retail. This is online retail for knickknacks and cute handcrafted goods.
M for murder.
Yeah. Well, that de minimis exemption is being removed. So like this is, I feel like I'm curious to see. I never looked up Shopify. I'm curious to see what's happening with Shopify because I do think so. For anybody who doesn't know, the de minimis exemptions is something that the Trump administration is removing, and it basically allowed goods under $800 if they're shipped from China to be they're not taxed at the customs rates, right? So if you all those little things you order on, from the drop shipping factories in China, right? They don't have to pay any customs duties on those. That's going away. That's
Oh,
bad for a lot of these. So Etsy, right? You've got all these little shops that probably import a lot of stuff from China.
right.
That's bad for them. Um, because it's people are gonna probably order less. Costs are gonna go up for products. Uh, And then also, I thought it would, Shopify is not being affected as much. I guess they've kind of been since earnings, they kind of been selling off, but I thought they would have a similar effect. Shopify creates all those, stores for people to sell these cheap goods from China. I thought they'd be more affected. I don't know. They're not as much.
Doesn't seem like it.
No, but Etsy's tanking, man. I just sometimes companies I just don't see why they need to go. I don't see why they need to go public. I don't I like I get like eBay would be a public company. Etsy is like it's kind of neat. It's more niche. I don't know. Sweet Green. Why does Sweet Green need to go public? It's like salad bowl, you know? Like Apple should be public. You're creating like a world-changing technology. You're creating salad bowls at Sweet Green. I don't know why that's a public company. Um, yeah, I
Well,
was
I
just
think they went public so they could finance their website better and get more innovation inside the website and hire more people to run it because Etsy's pretty complicated little site if you've been in there and work on it. I mean, I got an Etsy store myself, so
Oh, nice. What do you sell?
uh, my side hustle, I mean, as just kind of a hobby and everything like that, I make pens and bowls and duck calls and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, nice, dude. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so
It's
and I
good.
mean,
I mean, it is good for like those small creators, right? If you don't
yeah.
import it from China, right? You're set.
Yeah, but I mean, I just started making them just for fun to give them away and all this good stuff. And
Yeah.
my wife looked at me, she goes, "You realize how many pins and stuff you've got?" She goes, "You need to figure out how to get rid of all this stuff." And I was just like,
Nice.
"Huh?" And then I was like, "Hey, wait a second, there's that Etsy thing." So I just threw up an Etsy store and everything like that. And I don't sell a bunch. I mean, I don't advertise it or anything. I just throw it up there. And I probably sell, a duck call and a couple of pins a month, which
Yeah.
I mean, which is fine. I don't care about that.
It
So
feels pretty good though. People want your like something you make though, right?
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cool,
That's
really
sick.
cool.
Are you a hunter?
I used to be a very, very avid. In fact, I didn't buy meat when I was in college. I hunted. I mean,
Oh shit.
yeah,
Nice.
I bow hunted deer, I duck hunted, I dove hunted. I mean, every time there was a season, I was doing something. So, but yeah, ever since I moved here into, South Alabama and everything like that, everything here is, I mean, is bought, and you got to pay 5 grand a year just to be on some hunting lease. I'm not going to do that. So,
Really?
I mean, it's crazy. So.
There's no public land you can go on?
Well, there is if you want to drive about 3 or 4 hours north.
Oh, no. Dang.
So, I mean, that's an early morning, and I mean, that just takes forever. And then you'd have to camp up there and everything like that. And on a weekend, it's hard to do all that. So,
Yeah. Wow.
but
I'm surprised.
yeah,
That's just how Alabama is. Just
it
all.
is for a fact.
Hmm. Yeah, usually the South has a lot of free. Well, I guess that really the whole U.S. really.
Yeah. Yeah. When I
Um.
lived back in Oklahoma and in Texas, I mean, heck, you had
Yeah.
open lands just about anywhere you wanted to go.
Yeah.
So, but here it's few and far between.
Wow, that's surprising.
Yeah.
Um, that's cool though, man. That's cool that you have a little Etsy store. I have some of my family members sell some stuff on there too. Um, so it's cool. I've bought stuff from Etsy.
Well, I've bought stuff from Etsy. I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, it's all handmade stuff, and I mean that's the thing about it is you have to make it to be on there. You just can't, buy something off Amazon and sell it. So,
Right.
but yeah, it's
I,
all
wo-
handmade.
I wonder why it is being affected by de minimis exemptions then. If you do have to hand make it, I wonder like why that maybe it's just because people from other countries are selling handmade stuff and then they're all going to be taxed at it probably. It's not
Right.
necessarily China, it's probably other
Well,
countries.
and you look at a lot of the things that they make with it, just I mean, if you do like something with beads or anything like that, odds are that all those beads are coming from China.
Right.
I mean, and look at the textiles. I mean, a lot of people make all this textile stuff on there. Well, we don't have textiles in the United States, so they're buying
Right.
from somewhere. It's probably China or Vietnam or Pakistan or
Indonesia.
something.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Home Depot still up?
Yeah.
It is.
What'd you say?
I was just looking at your heat map there. It looked like Home Depot was still up.
Yeah, I want to see what was cranking today. I mean, financials are going good. That's pretty bad on all the. Dude, I love Apple is like the only white light in the entire tech.
Yeah,
It was the only one selling off, and now it's the only one going up. It's
yeah,
um yeah, it looks like some of the you mean defensive stocks, Philip Morris, KO, Pepsi are solid. Utilities are solid today. It's I mean just a kind of just the Mag 7, right? The big tech names going down.
right.
Go down 6%. Look at this, man. AVGO down almost 5%. That's something you haven't seen in a while.
No
Um,
kidding. Yeah.
Microsoft down a little bit.
Their earnings come out next week, don't they?
I do believe you are right. Let's see. Um, Yep.
The fourth. There you go.
Yep. Fourth.
Yeah. So,
Very interesting. Yeah. Pretty, I mean, we are really a lot of I think what's interesting to me is that from since April, and this is just we watched high after high after high be broken with ease. And now
yeah.
we've I think that's what's so I just like watching on the chart and just like studying this is that we got to the high, we sold off. We got to the high, we sold. Bait hardly broke it again, sold off. We're hardly breaking up there again. So there's just so much more resistance at this level, and I think people just got so used to these constant high breaks. It's just like not just blowing through them without any care in the world, and
Right.
now it's not happening.
Yep. And I think people are getting more cautious coming into the fall and everything like that. I mean, everybody's scared of October. They should be scared of September, but that's the thing.
Yeah, I wonder. You ever seen this? Kane showed me this. It's the NAAIM. It's like the professionals in who is involved in the markets, right? It's like hedge funds and who's pulling money out or putting money in.
Mm-hmm. That's
Um,
cool.
yeah. So basically, I think when it gets to 100, usually you're looking for some sort of reversion, and then when people start pulling out, it kind of can be the sign that they're bearish, right?
So to understand the chart, if it's moving up, that means all the hedge funds and everybody are buying, not shorting.
They're putting money down into the market. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, it looks like when you hit 100, it usually corrects back.
Yeah, you had a little bit of peaks above 104. Yeah, this is released Wednesday every week, which is it's a good thing to look at.
That's pretty cool.
But I mean, we are up on the week for SPY, so you can kind of chart it. You can kind of see how it does correlate. I mean, from Monday to today, we are up,
Yeah.
and everybody started. And I believe last week we were down, right?
Yep.
So you can see last week's they were pulling down. We actually sold off a little bit. Then they all entered. It's kind of a lagging indicator, right? But it is you can kind of see how it correlates. They're putting money in, blah, 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 and then we're going up. And then obviously when they keep on dropping, like we saw back in April, it's like you still can
Yeah.
be right overlaid. Um, so it's
That's
just
pretty
pretty
cool.
interesting. The fact that we're sell in May and go away. It might be sell in September and wait till November.
Yep.
I
Exactly. Exactly. So, but yeah,
think
but we do need a correction in this thing. It just, I think the momentum going up is slowing down. And I think that's just, I mean, the market's like run out of some energy and it's going to have to sit on the bench and drink some Gatorade. And I think it just needs to correct back and get beat up a little bit and then take off again. It would,
yeah,
it would be good for it.
it would be. It would be and better for everyone. Better buying opportunities.
Exactly.
You know, I'm trying to see where we are on the 50 today. Where's my 50? Boom. So I mean, we're
Yeah.
just I mean, look how far above the 50 we are, way above the 200. I mean, really just pulling back to the 50 would be ideal. So that's a 620, 628. That would only
Yeah.
be we would lose a month. We would
Right.
lose
Exactly.
a month of gains.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That'd be awesome if it did that.
yeah, Merceline, well, the market is up. Trump could tweet, um, and it could, I mean, I guess, but I I think his tweets actually at this point might have more of a scary effect on the market even because I do this Lisa Cook thing. It's very interesting. I personally don't. I don't. I just it would. It's. I don't know if I really think that there should be like a completely independent central bank. I his executive authorities are pretty clear with this firing of Lisa Cook. Um,
Right.
so I'm interested to see how it goes, man. I don't know if the markets are gonna like it though.
Yeah, I mean, all of a sudden, can he just fire everybody on the Fed and go from there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, everybody has that's the whole thing is everybody has broken the law.
Yeah.
Now, so if you are, have lived, you've broken many, many laws that people can get you on.
Yeah.
uh,
Yep.
and use that as an excuse to fire someone.
Absolutely.
What do you what do you
Absolutely.
what do you think is going to happen? Is he gonna just hold out with he's gonna hold out on Jerome until 2026? He's gonna try and get him out too.
I think he'll hold out. I mean, his term is gone and was it March? So, I mean,
Mhm.
big deal. It's 6 months out. I mean, just let him expire and don't renew him. That's the easiest way of doing it. And the market will like that a whole lot more. I think if he ousts him, I mean, the one thing the market doesn't like is uncertainty, right? Well, if you just fire the Fed chairman, now you're going to have to all of a sudden try to find a new one and get them approved by Congress and get them into, I mean, that's just a big rigmarole. And why go through all that pain and everything like that when everything else is going just fine in your administration? Leave it alone. I mean, let no dead dogs lie and let him finish out his term and go from there. And I think the market would like that a whole lot more. I mean, if you will notice, every time he comes out and says, no, I'm going to fire him or whatever it is, the market actually sells off on that because now who's going to be in there? I
Right.
mean, and that's the thing that I mean, when the market relies so much on Fed direction, of interest rates and whatever else they're saying about the economy, all of a sudden you're chunking one guy out and now it's up to, whatever it is to get a new one. The market won't like that. And I think it's like that with all those Fed governors and everything like that. I think the market just doesn't like when you mess with the Fed. I mean, when their term's up, their term's up. I mean, the market gets that part, but don't just up and fire them because you don't like them. So,
Yeah, I don't really know what the point is with firing Lisa Cook. Um,
yeah,
I'm not quite sure what he's trying to do.
I don't either. I mean, that just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, just leave them alone.
Yeah, 4D chess, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
I was looking at these financial stocks are doing good. I was looking at Visa, man. Visa's not it's pretty off of all-time highs. I guess we have some lower lows coming in, but if you go back to April, we have some higher high. We have at least two,
Well, I thought maybe them coming out with all these smart coin and everything like that might hurt Visa and MasterCard and everything.
like the
But
stable coins.
oh, the stable coins, that's what, yeah, sorry
Yeah.
about that. But but they haven't been affected hardly at all by that thing. So I don't know what's going
They
on.
yeah. I mean, the bank's gonna bank, right? I
Yeah.
guess like they're just how do you what besides that, that's like an existential change to the whole system. But besides that, like how did the banks like what's the bear case for the banks? I guess a credit crunch, a recession. Um, but it just doesn't nothing's slowing them down. They've been real solid performers all year long. And
Yeah.
even Visas because GS is up way high, right? They're at all
Oh
time.
yeah, Goldman Sachs is smoking.
Yeah. I think JPM is too, if I'm not mistaken. Yep.
Yeah.
Um, it's just hot, dude. Everything's hot. Lots of profit, lots of money being made. Uh, so 16% surprise, 2% growth on revenue. I feel like
Yep.
2.5% growth on revenue is good for a bank, especially one the size of JP Morgan, man.
No kidding.
Like,
Uh,
so, but Visa is an interesting one because that's the one that's kind of playing the catch up trade here. I like how the moving averages have crossed over. Um, I wonder if wave is showing. I do have a call on the wave indicator here, going up to 353.
where is it now?
It's at 351.
Okay.
It actually showed it below. It was like 345 when it actually alerted. We missed it though.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that'd have been a nice little pop.
Yeah, it would have been
Um,
$10 would be nice.
yeah. So I'm gonna actually I'm gonna add Visa to the watch list. Um, Anything on your watch list you want to cover, Jeff?
Oh, I was just kind of looking at, the nuclear side of things and ran across
Oh yeah,
uh,
that's right.
nuclear batteries. And they used to
Never
use
heard of
those.
those.
Yeah, they used to use them in like medical devices and stuff like that. And the thing was, is they have a very, very long life, but they never put out all that much of a charge. So you could, put them in, the little devices and stuff like that, and little like pacemakers and things like that. And they don't have to, they don't put out a whole lot of charge. You don't need a whole lot of charge. But now they actually are developing nuclear batteries that they're called radioisotopes or whatever it is. But anyway, that are actually lasting a minimum of 20 years and some of them a millennia, if they use that word. But they're actually like 80% efficient and it's scalable. Instead of just putting out like little milliwatts, it can actually do watts and kilowatts also. And so it's a huge deal. And one thing that I thought was really interesting, got to thinking, well, man, I wouldn't want to carry one of those things around. But apparently the carbon 15 isotope that they're using, it puts out these beta waves, which is what, the radiation. But they said that aluminum shields it. I was like, well, that's pretty simple. And
Yeah.
so they're actually wrapping these things in aluminum, and because of the better technology in semiconductors, they're using the semiconductors to convert the heat into energy, and that's how they're doing it. And it's really cool the technology that's behind it. Right now, they're making all those, I don't know, those quarter size ones, like those 2076 batteries that you always get
Hmm.
putting stuff. They're making those, and they're running great apparently. And they're actually going to start scaling those up. There's a
Who's they though? What companies are doing
well,
this?
one of them, the one that was I was actually reading about, it's called what Intuitive Power, which they're not there's not a stock on them. They're
Okay.
private. They're out of California. But if you look at like the what is it, BWT
BWXT.
Technologies, or yeah, BWX Technologies. What is it, BWXT?
XT. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they got gapped up and they pulled back some. But look at Curtis Wright, CW.
Or is this like an Air Force Base company? Curtis, isn't it like a Curtis Wright Air Force Base or something?
Actually, they're into nuclear technology.
Wow,
and
interesting.
and
I
they
never heard
do,
about them.
yeah. But anyway, they're consolidating right now, but a lot of these companies have kind of pushed up and started consolidating a little bit. And you know about SMR.
Hmm.
Um, and of course CCJ also, they're all into this, they're all starting to work on these batteries. And I think if that technology takes off, you think about it. Look, I mean, the electronic crack device here, the cell phone,
Yeah,
if those batteries in here, you wouldn't have to worry about charging the stupid thing all the time.
forever, dude. That's so sick.
Exactly. And they're
I don't know
small
if I want to
enough
put it in my pocket. I don't know if I want to put it in my pocket, but like,
Yeah. But that's what they were saying. They were saying these things could go into cell phones and all that stuff.
hmm.
And they said it's easily shielded just by throwing aluminum in there, and you don't have to worry about it at all. And I was just like, that is nuts. So I guess the only time you need to change out your phone then is if you just bust it up or flush it down a toilet or whatever it is.
How
So
are they? But there's not. They're basically loading it up with charged
no,
uranium.
the isotope breaks down and creates the heat, and the semiconductor takes the heat and converts it into
That's
energy.
it's like a
And
passive nuclear reactor.
it is. It is.
That's
It's exactly what it is.
that's
And
sick.
you got it in a little battery. And
Yeah, yeah.
you think about the batteries that are go into a Tesla or something like that. What do those things cost? And how often do you have to change them out? Well, you wouldn't have to change them out anymore. You just chunk the battery in there and off you go.
Dude, that
And you
is
don't
crazy.
have to charge it. You don't have to have a charging station.
Because the charge is really just the decay of the isotopes.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks to me like it's a great technology, to get into.
Is this commercialized? Is it at all commercialized? You said it
Well,
used to be, right?
they're starting to bring it back, and right now everything's kind of in beta phase and everything like that. And I've been starting to kind of read about it and all this stuff just by looking at all the nuclear stuff. And I think it's in the future here, we're going to start seeing a whole lot more of it and probably more companies, you know, doing stuff with it. But if that intuitive power that's out of California goes public, I think everybody's going to be jumping on them in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that is really cool, man. I love Matthew saying that batteries going to see military aerospace uses first. Talking about patent. Yep, it's like, yep. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah. So Matthew's on top of this. Yeah, that's really cool, man. I mean, look, we've talked about this many times. I'm very bullish on nuclear. The companies that have the infrastructure already, BWXT, GEV, uh,
Hmm.
all these companies I mean, honestly, man, if we get back to the 50, I'm buying BWXT because I just think,
Exactly. I wanted to fill that gap.
yeah, now that we've obviously are trying to fill the gap, I want us to finish filling the gap, but
Yeah,
BWXT is, I mean, they have a lot of infrastructure for it. GE, I mean, these companies, Oklo, no, I mean, Oklo, the small modular reactor thing is cool too, but there's other
right.
companies that do it. There's Rolls-Royce actually produces SMRs as well. Um,
That doesn't surprise. I never thought about that, but that doesn't surprise me.
yep, yep, they do it. Brookfield Energy Partners, they have nuclear sites. I don't know if they have SMRs. But then another one is CEG. Again,
Yeah.
selling off actually
Constellation.
below the 50, but let's see how far this if it recovers and maybe get in watch this. So
Yeah,
CEG and BWXT are probably the ones I want to watch the most. I'm going to add them to the watch list
absolutely.
because I do think that longer term they're good picks, right? Now I think
Yep.
nuclear is going to be the future.
I'll agree with that 100%.
Um, Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing, Matthew. The environmentalists did a number on nuclear, and also Chernobyl didn't help. But it's like it is pretty safe. Uh, it is pretty safe. So
Now it is.
yeah,
Back in the 70s and 80s, it wasn't so much. So,
no, I mean the thing that like I realized is so I'm from a Navy town, and I knew a lot of people who went to the Navy. Some of them did subs, and they're 19 years old. They don't go to college, but they're operating nuclear submarines. I That tech is pretty good then. Like it's not, you don't have to be a PhD to run this tech. You have to be basically a workman, right?
yep.
Like a tradesman.
Right.
You can manage these things. So yeah, I like nuclear. Um yeah, Merceline, yes, you're in Intel, right? Yes, I got in like what it was. I feel like it was like 20. I think it was it on? No, it was, I think it was maybe here, 2358 or so. Yeah, Intel's another one. I mean, just Trump's doing stuff like I just feel like Trump is, if he's gonna buy Intel, it's like let's roll it. I wish I had gotten into MP, so let's see if I can do something better on Intel.
Yeah.
Um, but so I'm in LA for a wedding today. I wanted to show, so we've been talking about, when to enter, when to exit, or really more today, when to enter companies, when to enter a stock, when to enter a position. So I want to show you something that I use. It's called the X-ray pattern. It's pretty cool. I think that you're really going to like it because as long as you can spot the X, right? It helps you know when to enter a stock. So let's get into that, Blake.